Hi, my name is Elena Arreguin. I am Mexican and I just traveled with Royal Caribbean Cruises last July the 9th of this year. Let me tell you my story. I studied communication sciences. I'm a writer, I'm a speaker, I'm starting my podcast, and I also have my YouTube channel. And well, let's start saying that this is my third cruise. I took the first one in 1998 for my honeymoon, the second one in 2013, and this last one, 2023. When I made the reservation at the app, they said I couldn't have two rooms because my kids weren't old enough, so they were minors, 17, 18, and 19 years old. They had to stay with me at the same room, but in the moment they asked for a beer or an alcoholic drink, they weren't all enough, even the 17-year-old girl. So, I made a report at guest services about this situation, and they agreed they were wrong. The waiters were absolutely wrong. They will take care of that. I kept the idea that taking a cruise was a very luxury experience. I contacted the CEO at Florida, Royal Caribbean CEO, and also at Latin America Royal Caribbean staff to be well attended and to have the most wonderful experience of our lives. So now you have to download the app and see all the menu they have for you. For example, you have to pay for the Wi-Fi package. I had to pay for 4 cellular phones. And believe me, it wasn't cheap at all. So you have no options. They offer you beverage packages for soft drink and also for alcoholic drinks, and you can't get inside the boat any bottle of wine or whatever. If you want to make a toast with your husband or with your wife inside the boat, you have to buy the bottle there in the ship. They won't let you get in any alcoholic drink. You have to pay $15 plus taxes for each cocktail. It doesn't matter if it's Bacardi, rum, or tequila, or vodka, or anything. Very expensive. Without any question, they charge you in advance the 16% of your total expenses for tips for the crew. By the way, the crew was excellent. Inside of the cruise, they have all kind of shops, beverages, clothes, jewelry, souvenirs, and they put them in front of your face all day long for you to spend. And also to bet at the casino, you have to buy a package. Everything inside is about spending. Don't miss your t-shirt. Don't miss your photo package. Don't miss your bingo package. Maybe you can get back what you already spent. There's an activity named Ripcord that you have to pay $29 to float with air for 1 minute. The luxury and gorgeous Captain's Night has nothing to do as before. No lobster, no champagne, no caviar, no nothing. It's a flat dinner. They say all this situation is because of the COVID. My 3 kids, as every teenager, met with some other teenagers from all around the world and did a mess at night and party all night long. Nobody reported the teenagers' noise at night. Nobody did it. The last night at the cruise, some guys from security knocked at my door at 4 o'clock in the morning and told me that my oldest son had been taken into custody. The custody guys explained me my son had been involved in a fight and he was in a room locked for more than 2 hours. They didn't let me look at him. In that moment, I demanded to see my son. They wouldn't let me. They were following me everywhere. They wouldn't let us go out of the room, nor my kids, nor me. From that moment, they started recording every single word we said without our permission to protect themselves. Really? Is that the way you treat your clients? Finally, they let me see my son, but just for a few minutes. I couldn't get close to him. I talked to him very quickly, and 5 minutes before we left the cruise, they let him out. The terrible situation was that a guy, a 40-year-old guy, an Australian, tall, strong, tried to strangle my 19-year-old son. The ridiculous excuse this mature Australian man gave to the security guys was that the teenagers were making so much noise, and that's why he tried to strangle my son against the wall. Thank God my son's friends separated this man on time, so nothing harmful happened. I mean, 5 minutes before we left the cruise, I couldn't do anything with the authorities or take my kid to medical services or anything. They did it on purpose. When we arrived to Mexico, I emailed the CEO at Florida and they answered me they were not responsible for anything. This was a phone call conversation. They made sure they didn't leave any evidence about their responsibility. They washed their hands brutally. And they told me you should have gone to the law enforcement agency in Italy and make a report. How? How? We were coming back to Mexico. They can use any flag of any country at their cruises, and their perfect excuse will always be, we were sailing at international seas. I was recording all this trip for my podcast. After this terrible experience, I couldn't do it anymore. Thank you for listening to me. Contact me if you have a similar experience. At my website, on my YouTube channel, Facebook and email address if you have a complaint or a bad experience in a cruise because they, although they have very good lawyers, we can do it together. Oh, I forgot. Just one last thing. The CEO's assistant told me they weren't going to take any legal actions against me. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Are you going to sue me? No comments. Good night.